Surgeon of Hospital Tuan Puja Afar Seremban to come onto the stage. Now, applause for him. So Dr. Patrick, the stage is yours.
Okay, good evening everyone. As our NC we mentioned that this will be the last talk of the event for the first day. So it's my great honor and really very, very thankful and gratitude towards the organizing chairman for inviting me and giving me this topic. You know, when I received this topic as what our previous presenter had mentioned, it needs a lot of money, which for Malaysia itself, we are really still far behind. So let's start with my first slide. Thanks. Also, thanks. Okay. What is sustainable in medical practice? Sustainable actually is providing a medical care at the same time to provide an eco-friendly situation, which it do not compromise our treatments toward the patient. And then why sustainable medical practice are so important is mainly to reducing the healthcare footprint, the carbon footprint, waste product, and the resource consumption. So what are the environmental impact towards the medical care? Energy use, which we know that hospital always have a very high energy consumption as compared to other sectors or other sectors. Besides that, we also have a very large waste. If you do visit the hospital, especially the emergency department or even the operating theater, you can see that a lot of medical appliances, even the product are in use but which was not properly used and were actually in the waste. Then beside that, we also have a very, very high demand towards the water, metal and special material. As what I show towards the picture at the lower end, you can see that this is our operating theater. You can see that the lighting which we will need it. And then with a lot of special machines, like I'm from the neurosurgery field, I will need a microscope. I will need a CUSA. A CUSA actually is a divider that which helping us to divide a tumor. So all these machines actually will consume a lot of energy, which for the hospital setting itself, it will be a challenge for us when we're talking about environment wellness. So I put it here. Okay, I put it here, the impact of climate changes toward the human health. Yes. So I'm going to talk about the first three at the right corner. The left corner there, the severe weather, air pollution, and the changes in the vector ecology. Which you can see that with the severe weather in Malaysia, we have a lot of highway. So a lot of traffic accidents will be the one that causing a lot of problems towards the public. And this is what have increased the burden towards the hospital. That's the reason why a lot of our hospitals actually built along the highway. Example, Seremban, Malacca. All these are actually built along the highway. It's mainly to target all this. And with our air pollution wise, regarding the patient with the asthma, the cardiovascular systems disease, this is, I would say that CVS, cardiovascular disease, actually at the moment is still the highest, that factor towards Malaysians. All this is because of our own unhealthy lifestyle. That's why obesity nowadays you can see that it's mainly targeting, so attacking the younger age group. And then which come to the third one, I'm going to mention mainly is the better ecology is dengue. Southeast Asia is the one that which always you can see with the dengue. Mainly it's still the same, when we're talking about the environment because of the cleanliness, because of the weightage was not really taken care of. So what sustainable strategy can healthcare provide in the environment wellness? Energy efficiency, which we can actually try to switching to a renewable energy source like LED lighting, or even with the solar panel. Waste reduction, appropriate waste segregating. In Malaysia itself, even we don't talk about hospital. At the moment, I didn't see in our Malaysian hospital we do have the waste segregation. But for this conference hall, we did see it in front there. We do have. But for Malaysia itself, you just need to ask yourself as a Malaysian, do you really see it? The answer is no. So for this part, we are really far behind as compared to other countries. As what our previous presenter has been talking about, the first one, Brazil. They are talking about trillions of money, 600 plus billions dollars to build up the environment wellness. For Malaysia itself, as what I just recently came back from Taiwan. So compared to Taiwan, I would say that we're actually far behind, at least 20 years towards the environment wellness. You just had to think of example. At the moment, you have a rubbish over your head. In Malaysia, you are easily able to find a rubbish bin. You just need to walk less than how many meters in front here, I can see one. But in Taiwan, you won't really see it at all, even in the shopping center. Why? Because they want you to bring it home. From young, they already segregate, they already have the educate the youngster to segregate the waste. So even at home, they will separate all those waste properly. When the garbage truck came, they also have to segregate everything nicely. This is everything built up when they are young, when they are during the primary or even kindergarten school. But which, for us as a nation, I think education is one of the other parts that need to build up together for the environment wellness. So how I mentioned regarding the efficiency of the energy saving. Here actually I put up one of the pictures of the hospital. What we can do is a low bay EVD, so the LED lighting. Even we can have a tanky over the top of the rooftop. Heat pump. All this is all the things which we can do, but for us to really renovate all this, it will still come back towards money. So for Malaysia itself, we need a cooperation. It's not only from the government itself. We need from the public. We need from a lot of NGO or even the corporate, to be together to work it out. And as Malaysia is a developing country, we are actually getting better and better. And personally, actually believe that Malaysia actually have a very future. Our healthcare, as compared to other countries, as example in government, our subsidies is basically considered FOC, free of charge. For other country-wise, they are not. We are talking about the medication-wise. Example, for a patient to have a diabetes or even a heart disease, they can have 5 or 6 types of medications. Usually, hospital will provide you for at least 3 months or even 6 months. And all this, everything is free. Sometimes you only need to pay for 1 ringgit. But when you are in the private hospital in Malaysia itself, or even you go to pharmacy and buy all these things, it can cost you for 100 or even 1,000. But all this was subsidized by our Malaysian government. This is a good part that which I think Malaysian government have been done towards our Malaysians and towards our healthcare. So bring procurement and sustainable supplies towards an eco-friendly. What government hospital can actually do? I put it here, eco-friendly purchasing. When I put in this, actually I've been, I do like to slap myself. Choosing a supply with a sustainable practice. For Malaysia itself, under the government setting a purchase, everything will be under a tender. So it will be at least 3 companies to be choose. And you know that normally government will choose the cheapest. And when you're talking about wellness and environment, it will not be cheap. It's just in reality. You go to the supermarket, you buy an organic vegetable, you try to imagine the price towards the meat, the chicken, the pork, the beef. It's much, much expensive. So when you're talking about eco-friendly purchasing, we're really able to do that. Hopefully one day we'll. And then sustainable material, a biodegradable, a recycled material. A recyclable material, that is something that which it will come to the concern of sterility. Because for hospital itself, what you want is a zero infection. So that is the reason why there is a lot of instrument was under single use. Because after you use, you directly dispose. But you know that with this kind of single use, you go and create a lot of waste product. This is what most of the private hospitals are actually doing. But for government itself, we actually are using the multi-use instrument and system. It's not because of we are clearly eco-friendly. It still comes back to because of money. So we have no choice. We need to use it and use it until one day it spoils and cannot use. So we need to change a new one. That's what we are actually suffering. For digital solution for sustainability in the healthcare system, telemedicine, that which this is what general hospital or even government hospital have been slowly progressing on. That's why I show in the lower picture here, down here and down there, you can see that that's what hospital actually try to move on towards paperless. With what we previously always, you can see all those CT scan film or with the MRI film. Now we actually everything come towards a telemedicine, or even we go towards CD rather than wasting the film And for the electronic health record, now it's actually quite famous. With the ultrasound, we can directly connect towards our handphone, rather than we go back towards the big machine. Then the third one will be a smart healthcare technology. For sure, and AI, artificial intelligence nowadays is the hot topic. Same thing towards the healthcare is also slowly joining us. With the facility of healthcare, it can making our diagnosis to be more precise. If one day we do have an AI, you just need to walk past a gate. It just scans through the whole body. It will tell you that what disease you have. That will be the best. But decision making wise, it still need to come back to human. But with the AI, it actually can help you to cut short your timing, your diagnosis, all the scanning. So there's something that which, for us to be moving on, to be hoping on one day our globe do have all these facilities. So sustainable medical procedure or even practice. Low waste surgery, adopting method that minimize waste, like reusable instrument kits. Recycling in the operating room, which we try to use all the plastic that are not contaminated. Or even a sustainable anesthetic, because mainly it's a gas that we use to sedate the patient. Example, the desflurane or the sevoflurane, which the carbon consumption is basically 60 to 70% higher than from the picture here, you can see that most of the instruments here are all single use. Start from the lower end towards my side, that is a drill bit. All this supposed to be a single use. This drill bit, which we actually use to open up our scalp, to take out our bone. But all these instruments, we actually are multiple use until it's blunt. The second one will be the microscope drill. All this is just to create a sterile environment, but all this is not reusable. One drip going to cost you at least 200 to 300 ringgit for that plastic. The one at the lower end, the blue color, all the people, that's what we call bipolar. Help us to stop the bleeding. All these, we have a lot of single-use substance. But for general hospital and what I mentioned earlier, we actually are all using the multiple use item. On top, with a doctor with a microscope, you can see the gown, the glove, the cap, all those are all single-use. All this will not be able to achieve. But this is what all the private hospitals are doing. Because with a single use, after the use, they can just directly dispose. But for general hospital itself, we are actually using a multiple use because we will send to the sterile, send towards the departments to do the sterility. And then come towards the upper top. The drip set. All this is also single use. And all this one set is going to cost you a 10 ringgit. If you say that you want to use a multiple use, then you need to use a glass bottle. When using a glass bottle, after your every usage, you still need to sterile. With the sterile of all these glass bottle, Energy consumption is another province. So it's always there is a pro and con for you to talk about, environment wellness in general hospital. Because if try to imagine you as a patient, would you want a multiple use item or a single use item? Which everything was covered by hospital. I'm for sure that everyone will want single use because of sterility, because of the efficiency, the effectiveness of the instrument. Because you never know that this multi-use instrument, how long can it last? And can it be halfway of the operation malfunction? You don't know. So, case study. I just put a picture because I can't find. I can't find a little example for our Malaysia hospital to have a case study for environment wellness. This is how shameful it is. But I believe that, like what I say, Malaysia is a good country. We are developing. We are progressing well. And we are coming back strong after the COVID. So I believe that one day we will climb towards the top as Brazil. So what is the challenge to the sustainable in medical practice? Like what I mentioned, cost, regulatory, the behavior, money, try to earn more, try to generate more. This is what we can do. Regulatory self-concern, that is something that which governments, healthcare provider, all the corporate, all the NGO, we really need to sit down and then we really need to be working together. And toward the behavior, we as Malaysians, we need to be positive. We need to have hope. We need to be believe. We Malaysians can do better. We are achieving a lot. It's just we are far behind. But which it doesn't mean that we can't. I'm putting this slide, you can see that there's a multiple colors, multiple wordings, small and big. Why I put in this one is because Malaysia is a multiracial country. We have a small people, we have a big leadership, we have a very good company, we have a small corporate, we have an individual, we have a small group of people, but which in mixing together is like we need to work together. We need to be hand in hand to let our Malaysia better and better. I think this will be my last few slides. So, for the future of sustainable healthcare, innovation towards the medical equipment, policy and advocacy, and then lastly, education and training. Education is not only for us here. We need to start from our young generation, our own kids. So environment wellness needs to really bring all the way to So by conclusion, sustainable medical practice can change the world and to change the healthcare. And call to the action, encourage adoption of sustainable practice in both personnel and institute of healthcare setting. This will be my last 2 slides. When we're talking about sustainable, we'll be talking about ESG, environment, social economy, and governance. Previously, we've been talking about the environment, we've been talking about social economy. What I want to emphasize is the government, the leadership. We as a leader, we need to be always think positive. From this chart, you can see that from Dr. David Hawkins, the energy chart. Anything above 200 is the positive energy. Anything below it is considered a negative energy. If all of us do have love, we do have gratitude toward what we have at the moment, our energy is always maintaining 200. That is the reason why I'm talking about, as a leader, we need to be positive. Because there is a group of people still below us and need our help and need our guidance to work better. It's same as Malaysia itself, our government, our Prime Minister, even our King. Their one words is equal to our 100 words. If today they say that, we're going to do that. We're going to subsidize all this. Do you think that we can't do it? We will. Lastly, nowadays on my slide, I no longer putting thank you. I will put gratitude. Why gratitude? It's because you appreciate whatever you have. And gratitude in Chinese word, if you know Chinese word, it's called 感恩. If you know how to write it, these 2 words, there is heart inside for every single word. It means that you have 2 heart inside these 2 words. But when you're talking about thank you, 谢谢, it's actually start with a mouth. 谢谢 it means that you just use your mouth to thank. But with gratitude, it's mainly from your heart. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Dr. Patrick, the neurosurgeon from Hospital Tuanku Jaafar Seremban. Yes, we need to be gratitude because in the Mother Nature we have a lot of resources, so we don't take things for granted. Alright, so we have to be gratitude to everything we have here with the Mother Nature.